Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to News Dose, and we have an incredible trailer reveal to talk about today. I mean, this is far too cool not to talk about, and if I'm Xbox or if I'm Bethesda, I'm seriously contemplating adding a brand new member to their first party lineup. It is their IP after all, and this could possibly fill that gap that Xbox is reportedly pushing for as we speak. So we're going to get into all of that today, as well as some PlayStation GTA 6 news, as it sounds like Sony is rolling forward with a pretty smooth deal for them. First, though, I do want to thank my supporters on Patreon and on YouTube memberships. Thank you just so much for what you do, and I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go and get right into things, though, starting off with the Pokemon series, because they do have a Pokemon Presents planned for this week. In fact, it'll be tomorrow on July 22nd at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and we also now have its official length. It'll be a 24-minute long event, which will probably be filled with various different mobile games. You might as well just go ahead and prepare for their Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Unite, and Pokemon Go updates. Now, admittedly, I do like Pokemon TCG Pocket, which will probably reveal its new set tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about that, but obviously the biggest known game that they have is Pokemon Legends ZA. It'll be out here in just a few short months, so I'm sure they'll dive a bit deeper into its world, its gameplay, and its Switch 2 enhancements. Now, other than that, they could have a few surprises. They usually do, though whether those will be big or small, that's really the mystery. I know a lot of people have been speculating about a Pokemon Black and White remake, which that would be awesome. But at the same time, will they want to take some of the spotlight off of Legends EA? And, I mean, if you look at their history, technically, yes, there is a small chance that they could, given that they did something very similar with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl back in 2021, that actually released just 2 months before Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, I mean, you really can't rule anything out when it comes to the Pokemon Company, and that's why these Pokemon Presents events are always worth at least tuning into. Now, if you do miss out, though, I'll keep you posted tomorrow. Now, for you Xbox Game Pass subscribers, they dropped a surprise shadow launch today for Descenders Next. I mean, if you're a subscriber and if you're a fan of extreme sports, this really has been a stellar month with Tony Hawk, and now Descenders Next to add to that. The first game, of course, turned out to be a pretty big hit years ago with more than 35 million players. Now, I'm sure Game Pass played a big part into that, hence why they're bringing its sequel to Game Pass as well. And Descenders Next is taking that idea to the next level. It's no longer just downhill biking. They extended that to other forms of extreme sports like snowboarding and mountain boarding. I actually think that this looks like a lot of fun. I mean, the first one was already fun for what it was. It was simplistic, but I think this one looks even better. And if you have Game Pass, it really is an easy jump in and play style of game. Now, if you don't have Game Pass, it's $30, and it's also available on Steam as well. Unfortunately, for other platforms, as of this moment, there are no Switch and PlayStation versions. Now, we also got some new information for Ghost of Yotei. There has been a conversation about its scope. I have seen some speculation online that it could possibly be a smaller game than Ghost of Tsushima, but that's actually not true. The answer instead, or at least according to the creative director, is that it's actually right around the same length. The creative director, in an interview with Games Radar, said that we feel that the experience of playing through Ghost of Yotei, whether you're just ripping through the story, or you're somebody that likes to just go through the whole world and explore, or you're that hardcore platinum chaser, that it is a similar experience to that of Ghost of Tsushima we expect in terms of the time commitment. So theoretically, or at least on paper here, that means that it should take anywhere between 25 to 62 hours to complete, depending on your personal playstyle. Obviously, if you're a completionist and if you want to go for that platinum, you'll probably get closer to around 60 hours of gameplay, whereas if you prefer to just focus on the main narrative and that's it, then it'll be right around 25 hours, or at least that's how the first game worked on average. Okay. So let's get to the highlight story of the day, and that's because as soon as I saw this, I just knew that I had to talk about it. A lot of people are still currently in the dark when it comes to this game. They don't even know that it exists. And we need to change that because this looks absolutely incredible for what it is. What you're seeing on screen right now is a brand new Fallout trailer, but with a twist. This is actually a remake of the first game that was made back in 1997, but in this remake, it's actually using the Doom engine to bring it to life as a first-person shooter. So instead of the old-school turn-based combat that the series first started off with, they more or less combine the original's atmospheric world and its storytelling with the more modern style of Fallout gameplay. Now, that's not to say that this remake doesn't use a lot of what the original already has. If you pay attention to its gameplay, you'll notice a lot of the information is displayed on the Pip-Boy, and it more or less just seems like it's a combination of the two perspectives together in a very stylish way. And I have to say, I love the visual art style on display here. It's dark, it's gritty, it's atmospheric, and that's one of the great things about the Fallout experience, that atmosphere. Now, it is important to keep in mind that it's only 60% finished. It does seem like they're teasing a 2027 release date, so, it's still a long ways away. But it's crazy because this isn't a Bethesda-developed game. It's not an Xbox-developed game. It's a small team of passionate Fallout fans that wants to reimagine the original Fallout game in first-person view. But I think that part needs to change. From everything that we know, Microsoft wants to fast-track the Fallout franchise. Reportedly, they have multiple Fallout games in development. That we've heard a lot about that here recently. And apparently they've even recently greenlit Fallout 5, which that was big news because the idea that they would proceed with development before Todd Howard is even finished with the Elder Scrolls 6, that's certainly a surprise to say the least. But that goes to show you that Microsoft is serious about getting a new Fallout experience out sooner rather than later. The Amazon show truly changed everything for them. Its popularity is off the charts, and right now Microsoft wants to capitalize on that popularity with multiple Fallout games, including a Fallout 3 remake, Fallout 5, and maybe even potentially Fallout New Vegas 2, if rumors turns out to be true. Now, we still have to kind of wait and see about all that, but here's the thing. Why not sign this team up as well? Give them some real money and fast-track this game under your own portfolio. I mean, Xbox has partnered up with mod teams before. This is not unheard of for them. They recently did that with Spartan Survivors as one such example, which, if you don't know what that game is, it's the Halo Vampire Survivor clone. I'll go ahead and put some gameplay here on screen. So what I'm trying to say is, why not do this with Fallout Bakersfield as well, which, by the way, that's its name. I didn't even mention its name up until this point, but I just don't see a reason not to at least look at this game for some kind of partnership. It would fit perfectly into Xbox's current strategy to fast-track some Fallout games, and this would be a great way for them to get this on consoles as well. I think at the bare minimum, they should go give this game a look and see how it's progressing. If it's progressing well, if it looks as good as what it does in this trailer, then sign it up. Let me know what you all think about this, though. Do you think this fan-made project looks good? And if so, do you think Xbox should go sign this team up to bring it to consoles as well? Okay, now one more thing before we go. GTA 6 is on the horizon, and it is looming large over the industry. We've heard several reports that companies are avoiding their release dates to be anywhere close to the release of GTA because of how big it's expected to be. They don't want their own game to be overshadowed by its launch because, you have to realize that GTA 5 sold more than 200 million copies, and even to this day, it continues to put up very impressive numbers on a monthly basis, which is crazy to think it's doing as well as it is a decade plus later. The reason I say all that, though, is because if there's a console that plays GTA 6 best, keep in mind that GTA 6 is not launching on PC day one. It's only on consoles. So that could be a true system seller for whatever console plays it the best. And right now, there is a rumor going around that the PS5 Pro could be that console. Now, this comes from Detective Seeds, which I'm going to come back to him here in a moment, but this just blew up online over the weekend. His tweet now has nearly 900,000 views. So we at least need to talk about this. He claims, though, that GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 FPS while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PlayStation engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future, pre-PlayStation 5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 FPS is being achieved on the PlayStation 5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that GTA 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PlayStation 5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this collaboration on optimization. Should see several GTA 6 PlayStation bundles in the next marketing push. This info is from a PlayStation engineer who has provided highly accurate and verified info several times in the past. Now, while I do think a lot of what he says is believable, and I mean, this really would be a huge get for Sony if it is, but this is also where I'm going to pump the brakes a bit. As of right now, and this could change, but Detective Seeds is not viewed as a super reliable leaker. He has claimed some things in the past, but how accurate he's actually been, that's a bit of a different story. He is unproven. Now, I'm not saying that he's wrong about GTA 6. I'm just simply pointing out that his track record is unproven for the time being, and that's something to kind of keep in mind before taking this as factual information like a lot of people are. Now, what I will say is that I hope he's correct, because I'd like to see GTA 6 at 60 FPS. There has been a concern that it will be only 30 FPS, and, you know, I do have a PS5 Pro, so I'd be happy if all of this turns out to be true. And it is worth pointing out that Sony is releasing a big update for PSSR next year, which is supposed to make the PS5 Pro even better, so that could pair fairly well with GTA 6. Who knows? But if anything else, I'm going to cross my fingers that this one turns out to be true, but I'm also definitely taking this with a grain of salt until we get official information, and I would encourage you to do the same and not just take this as factual for the time being. At the same time, if it does turn out to be true, big congrats to Sony, because this really will be a huge partnership for them. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this episode, but until next time, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell, and peace out.